pistol out. Pop shots. Nah, you're not connecting. I think defaults are way free and clear. Might run into rookie, though, as the circle goes south.
That's a weird circle to have, actually. Very, very weird circle to have down over towards that eastern side. Encompasses a lot of Sosnovka. Yeah, tough decisions on this one, John. Where to head to. Have it down towards that south side. For Sosnovka, or trying to play on the North Island. It's kind of an unsure one to begin with. Because this could easily go down towards Sosnovka, so I don't know. I don't know. I think you just have to stay the course here over on the North Island.
I think whilst it could head down to Sosnovka, I would guess that it's still it's as much as it has quite a lot of Sosnovka in it, in terms of where the circle can go, I think it's actually a fairly minimal slice of this. Unfortunately, there's a lot of water in it as well, which kind of skews the situation. But I think we're at least a 60 to 70% chance that it goes up to the Northland right now. So areas to positions like farm could potentially be strong. That approach that I think currently on the south side, I think that's Karo, if I'm not mistaken. Trying to move in around that area that lines the south coast, generally going to be fairly favorable here, and maybe some of the positions a little bit further up north as well.
Yeah, I mean, for Kara lining that area, like you say, around farm, Milta, gives you a ton of options to work with. It's just a question of how fast a lot of these teams on the western side are going to get moving. Smart choice to make that move early, though, knowing that the plane path did deposit a lot of teams over towards Zaki shooting range, Georgia Paul, and that western coast. I don't mind this from Kara, but they will have to make a decision soon, and they really afford to wait around too long holding that much area. The best thing they can do, though, is get a lot of information off the back of this, which looks like exactly what Ulf's going to go for as well, as they make a quick rotate down towards Milta, as do Ragdam Kaya.
I mean, that is still an approach path, right? You can hold your horses for a little bit onto that side and see what you're going for, but getting on the road fast has its advantages as well. Ida shots over towards Frozen, who steps out in the open to try and get flush. Oh, one more would have done it, but Rita just too slow. Thought he had it done, but stopped the spray a sliver too early. Out in the field, Emre clamoring for a pickup, but might not get it. Nade over the top here for Kara as Bra try and take the approach. CEO jumping out wide, looks for the spray down on the approach, gives Bra the building, hops into the hovercraft there. Might just be out of it. Free and clear, but there's a lot of damage being poured into the side of this thing. You can see the flames already start to billow from the fans at the back. Bra really lining up, but not quite connects onto CEO. He steps out for the nade and will be shut down finally. Storm picks that one up.
It's a tough fight. Very, very tough fight. Trying to make it work. Kara dropped one player. Now looking to look more. Poser hits the deck. Ida will grab that first blood with Darkin on side, who's been fairly good so far. Poser down, Kiss You grabs it, and this is BRA looking a little bit cleaner on the approach as they swung round towards south of Milta. And Storm will be picked up. Fenerbahce is, they have a heck of a journey to make. From Zaki again.
I mean, it was IWNRX in Zaki last time. This is crazy that we've seen 2 matches with 2 Zakis on the drop. From 2 different teams as well. I think that's notable and weird. And a little bit cringe.
We're having any cringe in my PUBG Mobile.
Exactly. I enjoy a cringe-free PUBG Mobile experience.
That's not part of the recipe.
Exactly. They're coming in, all other cooks, and just ruining the broth.
Right. Trying to take a look, but It's very small on my map feed right now of where players are.
Well, Ulf managed to get a pick-off against Papara Supermassive, actually, towards the center of this one. And it looks like Ulf are just out to the west of Milta, closer to the middle of the circle. And they are obviously quite close to Papara Supermassive, where they get that flush. Which is not good news for a Papara Supermassive potential win.
No, but yeah, guess so. You've had me there.
Or Karo, they've lost 2. Your picks aren't doing so well right now.
No, they're really not doing very well at all, are they? Alas, these things happen. It's a pretty crazy circle. That's what I'm going to blame it on.
Yeah,
No one knows where to go. Everyone's like crunching Milta.
Kind of are. It's a farm fiesta right now.
I mean, Regnum Kaya stopped early. For good reason. I think that they want to be as movable as possible come next circle, just in case it does go Sosnovka. I think if you're playing anywhere in between BRA and Regnum Kaya, you're going to struggle. I think as much as Ulf made the right decision to head down towards his position early, they are somewhat smack bang in the center of quite a lot of teams. So when they move, they're going to be jostling a lot of other teams' arms when they try and get out of there. So I think you're going to have a case where a lot of teams will be spotting them. A lot of teams will be taking shots towards them. It's tough.
It is a real crunch here. That is even tougher though, Blank. We're going south. This is crazy. There's no way that this has just popped a huge south shift and it's going to be all guns blazing. Get to the roads, head on through. That west bridge is looking to start to heat up. The east bridge is already on fire, proverbially, as Brat try and move forwards as fast as possible. Jetko bringing up the rear. Kara trying to give it a slip around the east side on the water.
And this is what we're talking about for Regnum Kaya. Obviously, they didn't send themselves out down towards Milta. They didn't go down towards Heavy Farm. They didn't play the Lighthouse. But now they have an option to move out. Sadly, I don't think this is the right decision. I think they could have swept Milta, mini Milta, grabbed the vehicle there, and then swung around with the back of it. But this is just going to be such a quick game. A lot of teams are going to be falling by the wayside so fast. Ida's taking shots over towards Asgard as they attempt to get themselves across the bridge.
So many teams moving now. It's all about pace, and the teams that have outstripped it are already through. But this is where you find yourself in the quagmire of engagements that you didn't want to be on your doorstep, but you haven't really got a choice but to answer it. Kain, nade over towards Rita. He's already low. Needs to get this healing done. Won't connect with the first. Has a second in the pocket. I think he's still got one more as well. No, this was the last, actually. And again, doesn't connect. IWNRX on the hunt here, but they're using up a lot of time. They're going to allow other teams to move past them in this process. You could even see teams all the way up in the northwest, like Regnum Kaya, make their way on through if they can get unstuck from their position over on that northwest side. Really jinky. Great outs. Looking good for IWNRX.
How is he alive?
And there's still one more to go, unfortunately, as it is turned around. Emre with that UMP doing brutal work.
There goes in. Nasty Molotov.
Oh, no.
Does a ton of damage. Immediately has to hit the first aid kit. That Molotov does stop them from storming up the stairs. They don't have much health to work with. Rita really needs to start hitting those bandages as soon as possible. No, would have taken him down if he didn't jump out the window in that very moment. The fleet foot will not help him, as Madcap is able to finish him off. Good addition to Ida, in my opinion, replacing Eren. I think Madcap was one of the few things holding Fireflux together. And now playing it over on Ida's side, I think they're going to use him a lot better than Fireflux did.
I mean, it seems like a happy trade, right, between the two rosters, giving Aaron for Matcap. Both of them seem to be performant.
Yeah, I'd say so. Not a happy... I thought you said it was a happy trade for Fireflux, and I was like, well, no, because Fireflux is now dead.
Well, not Fireflux as in Ulf, right? As in terms of the rosters rather than the organization.
Yeah, exactly.
To clarify that. But yeah, it's a happy trade between those two rosters to find them going. And we saw what Aaron has been able to do for them, right? Over on the damage numbers at the start of this match. Ulf, though, now at the back of the queue, and they're going to need a little bit of that Aaron magic to try and get themselves on through.
Pura trying to make their way through, but Kara, being the meanies that they are, will hold Nova up. I can't believe my two teams that I chose are literally battling each other for the death over on the pier. 2 apiece. Feels almost poetic.
Yeah. Hey, you know who I picked on this one? The Noisy Boys. You know where they are right now?
Yeah, I know. Central Seaboard. You don't have to remind me. I don't think they're winning the game, though, by the way. Oh, no, they're Observatory right now.
They're Observatory, yeah. They're all the way at the top. They got a pretty good spot.
I still don't think they win.
Okay.
I'm so happy to be wrong, by the way. So happy. I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah. My secondary pick was Anathosis Famagusta, though. And they are currently stuck on this bridge fight. Having a real tough time of it against Ulf of all teams. Pablo Supermassive do indeed go down with no points to snatch. Not what you want to be seeing. Kara seeming to be only able to claim one of those, though, and it might just be a blue zone drown going out on the outside there. So 2 players remain on that front. Jetgo holding the bridge against the 2 grey rosters, Ulf, across the road from Anathosis Famagusta.
I mean, this is such a nasty position for Merciless. Getting out of here alive is so tough. Yeah, the only way it happens is if the bridge is outside the circle. And this is one of the few times where the circle is so unforgiving to players coming in late. You can see here where... because it encompasses just the majority of the bridge going in. Merciless can sit on this beam all he likes.
Watch these nades fly, because Jetgo ram into the north flank of Ulf. Unfortunately, they will decide that they picked to go on catch now. Really no hope of doing too much to stop his teammates getting exploded in that approach. And Jetgo can continue to move through, I mean, fairly effectively, but what will they find? Other than the points, which can be fairly good, but Ketch is going to give him a run for it. Has the PP Bison, unfortunately, doesn't quite connect there. Nearly takes down Freedom in a 2v1 strafe battle. Jetgo are able to keep themselves alive for just a moment longer. The next circle does pop in. In fact, it does go out to the east side here. I feel like Observatory might be really very strong right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. This is such a good spot for the Noise Boys. I think so I completely agree with your assessment that this is a really good spot. And if I was TMB, I'd be like, we're winning this game. The only reason I don't agree with it right now, 100%. I'm not against it 100%. I disagree with it maybe like 70%. It's just because I don't think TMB has like closing power. But you might be right. This might just be one of those positions of the map that's just going to give them the out where everyone else is going to slowly just rot out as this game goes on. And the only ones coming out looking clean are going to be TMB.
Yeah, it might just be that they're going to have plenty of ragtag, scrappy fights in their foothills, I'm sure. The question is, how much space can they control, especially with teams starting to move in, like the Falcons on their west flank, who with 4 players alive, got to be fairly convincing on their hold. They do spot Ida. Emre does go down and get flushed as well, so they are taking initiative. And it's good that they're not just sitting 4 up top, right? They are moving players into the foothills. You can see they've got 2 players further down south.
Yeah, I think the only thing about Observatory is you really do need to control that like northeast side of Observatory. Can't let people get up over towards the cliff face and then slowly work their way up towards your 2 players up top. So as this game goes on, if we get another southeast shift, that's when they're going to need to start looking over towards teams like BRA, the remaining players from Kara, S2G. I thought that was a nice nade, actually. Just it burst too short.
Not quite connecting.
That's
there.
so sad. I don't think he was going for him at all.
Oh dear. Wild does take the flak though and will go down. Icy getting fragged away as well. S2G having a tough time across the way, but Regnum Kaya moving Zedwolf into position. What can he do? So we see the perch up on high as well for the Noisy Boys. They are now overlooking that northeast position that you were talking about. Potentially going to have a little bit of strength. Regnum Kaya, they're giving up. They only have 2 players alive, and they will try and play on that way.
Yeah.
So they disengage.
I mean, for Regnum Kaya, even if they get like top 6, I think they'd be super pleased with that. The journey they had to make has been catastrophically bad for them. Yeah, I do think Mini Milter was probably the play, but you commit to the decision as a team, and I can respect that. But it wasn't the best.
Yeah, it's far from ideal. And Regnum Kaya do go down in the shadow. Go low, Loxy burnt out of this position by Auron. And will go down. Regnum Kaya fall. And the Noisy Boys get one step closer to potentially their first chicken dinner of this tournament, Blank. They haven't been able to find one so far. And like you say, they haven't shown that closing power up until this point. They have had a couple of podium finishes, but they haven't managed to go the distance. This next circle does cut out their high ground a little bit, but they'll still have such impact over to the teams on the north side. As redundantry as they are, themselves they have become, they will still be able to control it. I think Falcons is probably their major danger right now.
I actually quite like how Falcons have set themselves up here. Not been the easiest rotate either, by the way. They had to immediately move, and they made the same rotate as Regnum Kaya.
Ooh, ammo.
They are just burning through ammo, by the way, up here.
Yeah, great. 30 just dropped over there, or certainly at least 30. Dropped over by Hyso, but do manage to get a return on that investment. Lewis does manage to make it to the foothills. Potential to now move up, like you said, start to scale to their high ground. They have definitely been burning the ammo away. They've got 5 elims for it. You see Kenzor a little bit more flush with it, so they can regroup, potentially redistribute a bit. Find some of the boxes that they've spotted around the way. See what they can get done. Lewis, bumper first, down a hill. It's a pretty rough time of it, but we'll see what Mazzaro finds on this rotate. They're trying to mirror this.
Yeah, follow up. I mean, for Falcons, ooh, Ralph sees Lewis. This long lining up that shot, yeah.
I mean, just going to send the bullets into the car. You do need to be careful. Can't expose to your flank. Does need to be able to get around the side here. Lewis has the time to reposition now. His vehicle's smoking, but they've sent Koa in to scout, to Reki with the buggy. Navallo very close by as well, but they don't go all the way over the top here. As the Noisy Boys have sent 3 players now down south. They've only left 1 up top.
Yeah, well played from Lewis, by the way. Immediately tagged on over towards Ralph's position. As soon as the car starts flaming, you reparks it so it's out of the sightlines of Ralph as well, so you can't blow it upon him. Little micro adjustments like that are very, very cool coming through from Lewis. All under insane pressure, by the way. So, very, very impressed by that.
Yeah, being the last player alive for Kara. Defending their 3rd place spot from Besiktas, who will be all too happy to take it away from them. Because if you go down now, a placement points adds in. Besiktas will be at least drawn and do beat them on the tiebreaker because they have the chicken dinner on side. So, it could be very important. But I feel like with Koa here, with nades, with TMB launching nades in this way, it's going to be so difficult for Lewis to get anything done. But stranger things that happened, and maybe a nade finds its way through from TMB and lands onto Koa. Oh my goodness me. Narvalo now and Ralph have moved in to get the backup here. Redox trying to hold their flank as Asgard marauding around on the north side, looking to try and join in the scrap. But Lewis is so Hardy in this position, but it's moving too far in the open. Surely one connects here. Falcons looking to try and step up. Tag 1, tag 2, and that's what they were looking for. Now Valor can now move in, but will the Noisy Boys try and stop it? The circle has actually moved back up towards the north side.
Yeah, they made it look so difficult to take down Lewis there. And they burnt through so many of their nades, of their supplies. Bit of a weird play there from Boram. A gimme for Falcons. Bit of reset on supplies. 2 nades as well, you'll take it.
I thought that Koa might be a goner there as well. I mean, Lewis moved out of his position. He was worried about the nades finally landing on top of him, but I feel like Falcons may have overinvested. Not had any left. A big nade comes through from Melaz, from Ano Thamagusta, but there's a trade from Asgard. That's a third-party pickup as their forward position is starting to chime in on these fights. So a 1-for-1 trade, but S2G had nothing to do with it, really.
Okay. Ooh, he's just going to leave it. Let it happen. MCG's going down. Surely. Can he get a massive nade in? Down the backside. Now they know. Or at least they should.
They were throwing a lot of their own nades, so maybe they didn't see that one. Now, definitely. That's what they were looking for, and immediately there's the response. The Noisy Boys have taken a knock finally, and we'll see if the Falcons can try and take control of that area as Asgard continue to move in on this north side against Anathosis Famagusta, who have 3 players now standing. They have for a while. They managed to escape the bridge. Calamity, which has been taking its toll on lots of players. Now they're on 3. They have to cross the road. The momentum needs to be from their side. In the meantime, Falcons, they're flanking out west.
Yeah, the thing with the Falcons, right, and it's so weird to me to watch, is that in terms of tactical prowess, in terms of rotations, in terms of deep understanding the game, probably one of the best in the world. I think, honestly, what holds this team back a lot of times is just raw mechanical skill, which is kind of rough to say because they lose a lot of the 1v1s in terms of actual dueling. They lose a lot of team fights. Yeah, I don't know how he's making this work, but he is.
He got so close, finally put back though, and Asgard stay up as 4. The res onto Real should be fairly inactive. He's right there. Spike not flushed out just yet, but the blue zone is upon them. All the while, the Noisy Boys have been continuing to keep things together, and Falcons start to lose players. The only team now with 4 players alive is the Noisy Boys. 6 elims found, and they're starting to open up the cannons every which way as the Falcons falling faster and faster here. They start to plummet. They try and move out to the west, but they overexpose, and they are paying the price.
Mazzaro. Some shots. Asgard Real underneath. Once Boy's doing some good damage. ISO fairly accurate. 8 elims right now for Falcons. A good shot over towards Kenzor from TMB. I mean, honestly, it's been a pretty damn good game from Falcons. From where they've come from on the map, it has not been easy.
I think their flex out is the only questionable part of that game so far. They potentially looking to try and third party onto Asgard position when they were fighting across the road. Really just got punished there by, I think it was Ida had a big say in that, and TMB actually struggling to get the res. They are more concerned with Braut on their northern side. Which, you know, fair enough. Maybe they can't overinvest here. And of course, remember their ammo supplies will be fairly low. I don't think they've had too many crates nearby. And their supplies are running bare.
Take a little look at the map, how's this going? I mean, this is coming down to the road in between. PRA eventually will be exposed. That's a nasty Molotov to be sending down his knee. Enzo will be brought back up again. I think there's a player resing him as we speak.
There he is.
I think TMB should be the first to face on this next circle. It usually goes central. They could get blessed and go southeast, and that would really help them close this game out.
A lot of big elimination counts here in the final 5 teams, bucking that trend. Only 2 so far, but Asgard have 11 already. Falcons up to 8, TMB with 6. This is pretty brutal. I mean, Eda with 6 as well. It's really, really nasty stuff from these teams. They've been plugging away. Azel caught on the flank. No way he's getting back up. That should be it. And with that final nade from the Falcons actually picking up the point, Eda fall as well. We've got 4 teams remaining. And all eyes go across the valley right now. The 2 counterposing 4-player teams on high ground each side, and it goes away from Asgard. They have to make the move.
It might just be a team. Honestly.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
I think you might have called it here, John. I think you might have done a masterclass in circle prediction.
Absolutely. Before I even saw the game.
Well played to you.
It's very
well played to you.
My analysis methods, very, very sound.
There's a mystique. An absolute mystique. Should be taking shots there, though. Curious that they're not. I mean, they have nades. They do have a lot of nades to work with. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they've been using all their bullets. They've been absolutely blasting that approach. Okay, maybe it is just a TNB win now. Force everyone to fight in the cauldron beneath you.
Yeah.
See what sort of potions you can brew up, because that was a big nade bombardment. They've been shooting everyone blank. That's from Falcons getting a lot of those points there as well, coming on through to assist. But yeah, they've been using their weapons, rifles out. Kenzor with 3 bullets in the M4 now. All they had was nades, but to be fair, that's sometimes all you need.
Okay, so the play here is that Asgard and Falcons do not fight one another. Unfortunately, they did not get the memo. And the only way they won the only way that TNT loses this now is if Asgard and Falcons work together from the underneath. Alvalo's just going for it.
1.
Oh, I really felt it. I really felt it there. But well played, TFP, John. You genius.
I know. Who could have called it? The answer is me. TNB able to take down a chicken dinner with a massive game on a south shift. The eliminations maybe not quite massive, but still very, very strong. That south shift that really, really forced teams into a tough spot. They were able to just pick people apart. The bones were completely dry by the time that TNB were done with it. From that observatory position, they held their position nicely. The vulnerability on the northeast side was controlled, curtailed, and the teams that tried to approach from there were the ragtag teams of your predictions, Mike.
Yeah, it really was on the eastern side. No, it's a cool game. I think Asgard wins that if it goes even center. If it went center, that Asgard 100% wins that. I think TNB's lucky that it goes southeast, but I was not expecting the salvo and the accuracy of those grenades coming out from TNB in the end game, because I think that's one of the few times where I have actually felt that is a few noisy boys on side. So well played, very, very well played, and they get themselves some good points of it, which means that they drag themselves out of the bottom side of the table. For how long, we'll wait and see. But you'd hope that the Sosnovka team would win a Sosnovka circle, and they do. So you can only be proud of them for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely good stuff. And it wasn't like they were being super quiet either, right? As their name would indicate. They were able to get a decent chunk of elims. I'm not sure exactly how many towards the end there. I think it was maybe up towards 10. So a 20-point game, I mean, at this stage of the tournament is brilliant, right? Like, you're very, very happy with that. They came into this game with 7 points. So jumping up to around the 27-point mark, that's like middle to high front page right now. And so, you know, you're going to be very, very happy with this. Of course, they still do have 14 matches left to play, though. So that is the little temperance on all of that.
Yeah, there's quite a few more games to throw out before we fully close things down here over at PMSL EU. Should be in a couple of days. But for now, TMB needs to keep that type of performance up. But the question is, how long can they do that for? I'm not sure. Overall, though, some very cool rotations. I love that from Falcons. You love Falcons in terms of their performance. Here's our monolith once again, and we'll be placing another one of medals into it. We'll call it a medal, adding to the monolith in terms of chicken dinners. Each one of those medals is worth $250 to the team. Is nice. But yeah, I think Falcons struggle mechanically, but in terms of their actual performance, in terms of their tactical decision making, I think that they're one of the better squads. Even just looking at Ralph there, I think Ralph, again, has great decision making, understands where teams are coming from, understands how to play it out. And then you look at that play between him and Lewis, it's very clear that Lewis is just cleaner on that approach than he is. And I think tactical approaches and capability can take you really far, and it certainly did last season as well. In spring, they won it all off the back of it. Obviously, they still have to be pretty damn good mechanically, which they are, but I do think they get outclassed by some teams.
Yeah, well, everybody at this stage of the tournament, at this stage of the international circuit, is mechanically good, right? Like there's a little bit of perspective in there that when you're comparing them against some of the best in the world at what they do, of course some are going to pale in comparison. But yeah, you're right that they are currently just getting pipped to the post far too frequently for their liking. MVP from that game, Mazzaro. 5 elims, 863 damage coming on through, but it was Narvalo with the nades to actually do the most damage. And actually, we haven't seen too many threes on this scorecard, so good job to Narvalo.
Yeah, no, you just send them out left, right, and center. Very, very well played to him. Mazzaro, though, 863 damage there coming through from TMB. We've stuck with this guy for a long, long time. I'm glad he's still giving it his all over in competitive PUBG Mobile. I remember him back on Beast. I thought it was a long, long time ago. But here is the team statistics. A lot of damage done, as you'd expect from an observatory position that early on in the game.
There we go. There's the winners there taking the glory from the top of the mountain. 863 damage on Mazzaro, but plenty of work being done across the board. And staying as 4 right until the very end. I mean, that I think is what's most impressive in this scenario. I think that the lack of presence of a strong team on the east side really did affect things. And maybe if Bra had tried to push up into their foothills a little bit earlier, things could have changed, right? But as it stood, Bra couldn't move up because Asgard had oversight after concluding their fight on the north edge. And so maybe if Bra had gone earlier, this could be different and they wouldn't have had 4. Maybe a different result would have ensued. But the nades, just too strong. When you get close by to teams that have been shooting all game, they want to pull those pins. They want to get those explosions going.
I love that we were like, they're out of ammo. And then we forgot to check him backpack. And him backpack full of grenades.
That's pretty dangerous.
Yeah, I guess I'm enjoying so far what we're seeing. It's a lot of different teams stepping up, a lot of different teams having some decent performances, which is always really, really cool to see, especially in the finals where everyone's just giving it their absolute all. I think we've seen teams that have really struggled throughout the group stage and the knockout stages get to this point and they're like, we can put all that pressure, all that stress behind us now and just give it as much power as we can. Give it as much energy as we can and put our whole soul into it, which is what you're definitely seeing from teams like Jetgo. That team, last day of knockout stage, blew my mind, and they're still blowing my mind now. I thought this was a team that was just down and out. Not the case. Not the case.
No, they were trying to keep things going, of course, keep that morale, that spirits high as time goes on. But it's a difficult road to tread on this one, and I think that when you have teams sort of blasting out early as well against you, it does make it all the harder. But you've got to keep your eye on the prize and think first place. It's just about keeping up a little bit over that 10-point average. That's where we're expecting first place to be around. And Anything further than that is all gravy. But we're going to head to the stage for a little bit. We'll see you guys in a few with Miramar coming up next.
Var, hediye zamanı. Çark dönsün mü arkadaşlar? Voigt'un süper tişörtleri var. Gerçekten giymek için sabırsızlandığım tişörtler. Sizde de olacak birazdan. 3 arkadaşımıza burada bir çark yapacağız. Ve arkasından da hediyeleri dağıtacağız. Ve bunun dışında sizi penguenimizle tanıştırmak istiyorum. Ona bir merhaba diyelim. El sallayalım şöyle bir. Bir alkış alalım. Ve yeni update'imizde penguenin olacağının da müjdesini şimdiden vermiş olalım.
Yes, that's right. We're joined by the Penguin, who is going to be available in the next update for PUBG Mobile. And of course, a lovely shout out to Void, one of our sponsors here for PMSL EU Grand Finals. And I would love to introduce one of our co-streamers as well, because we're going to be doing 3 spins. 3 spins, and then we're going to be giving away a couple of shirts and some socks as well. So, where is our lovely co-streamer, Mr. Amigo? Because we got some spins to do. Amigo, I need you here right now. For a minute. I believe he's on his way.
Amigo geliyor. Amigo geliyor.
Come on, Amigo.
Amigo'ya
Let's
bir
go.
alkış alıyoruz.
We're dragging him away from his stream for now, for just 2 minutes.
Amigo hoş geldin. Hemen açıyoruz.
Tekrar hoş buldum. Selamlar arkadaşlar. Nasıl geçeyim abi?
Amigo.
Oradasın. Hemen sana bir zaten çark çevirttireceğiz.
Tamam. Kusura bakma reis.
Amigo, bir oyun kazandınız.
Evet.
Bir harita zaferi
Güzel
var.
bir win aldık. 17 skorlu, 27 puanlı. Gayet kıyak. Eğleniyoruz abi. Her şey çok güzel. Çok iyi gidiyoruz. Nazar değmesin. Bütün takımlarımıza da, Türk takımlarında ekstra başarılar diliyorum arkadaşlar.
We said we took a game. We are very happy. Turkish teams going well around the world. He is very happy about it.
Oh, he should be. I mean, look, when it comes to Ulf, it was a rocky road qualifying to the finals, but now here, live in front of the crowd in Istanbul, it's a whole different team. It feels like a whole different team. And right now, they're holding on to first place. But you know what? We'll leave the analytical talk for the analysts. Right now, we gotta have some fun, and we have a wheel to spin. So, Amigo, if you don't mind, step this side and
Thank
then
you.
spin.
Evet,
Actually, wait,
Amigo.
first of all, you have to pick who's winning the prize.
Okay, I will check. Bir dakika beyler. Dur oğlum dur, sakin ol lan.
You. What do you want? Prize. T-shirt? Okay. Okay, so our contestant has chosen to win a T-shirt. So if you wouldn't mind, Amigo, spin
Okay.
and let's see if he wins it.
Ne istersin kardeşim? Ayarlıyorum. Hemen
Come on. Oh, it's close. Stop.
oğlum çok iyi yaptım ama.
No one saw that. Stop it. Yeah! Would you look at that?
Adamsın. Kardeşim benim Cansın.
Everyone's winning a T-shirt today. Amigo?
Yep.
I will give the prize. Amigo, pick another
Çok
contestant.
Thank you so much.
Şimdi arkadaşlar, Amigo'ya teşekkür ediyoruz. Sağ olsun, var olsun. Ve şimdi de penguen çeviriyor. Ama önce birini seçmemiz lazım. Kimi seçelim? Bir dakika.
Bende
Bir dakika.
değil, bende değil. Ben mi seçeyim abi?
Bir arkadaşımız seçecek. Seçebilirsin.
Tamam. Yeah. This Okay, that's one. Yeah.
Okay, we have chosen the youngest PUBG Mobile fan in the arena with us. What would you like him to win? T-shirt, hat, chanta? Okay,
Chanta.
well, chanta for the youngest PUBG
Okay.
Mobile fan. Can
Okay.
we have a bag? Amigo,
Çanta for you.
let's see if you can make it happen. I mean,
Davut en
wait.
genç arkadaşımızı buldu. PUBG Mobile'ın en genç fanını buldu. Ona şu anda ekranlara geliyordur mutlaka.
they have to win.
Ona
They have
hediye
to win the
edecek.
chanta.
Geldi. Arkadaşlar, öncelikle yüksek bir penguen alkışı alıyoruz. Aksi takdirde çarkı durduracağız. 1, 2, 3. Şimdi. Ama bak sağlam bir alkış istiyorum. 1, 2, 3. Yeterli mi?
Adamsınız lan.
Yeterli diyor tamam.
Okay.
Kaykaycı seti çıktı. Skateboard set.
That is the skateboard set that is available in the game. Now, we didn't pick a winner, did we?
Yeah,
We did.
We did.
We did? Who?
We didn't.
We didn't. Okay.
Sabahtan...
With the jacket?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oğlum sen
You.
de o hediye beğenmiyorsun.
Okay, so I guess we'll get in touch with you and we'll get you your reward as soon as possible. Now, we also have a couple of t-shirts to give away from our lovely sponsor, Void. I'll allow Bilgehan to speak with you as I show the lovely merch.
I have an idea. Let's fast.
Okay.
Running like a...
I'm just
Ben
gonna run
Johnson.
around and I'm gonna give bags, okay? 1 second.
Arkadaşlar hızlanıyoruz. Çok hızlı tişört dağıtımımız olacak. Arkadaşlar elimde görmüş olduğunuz Void tişörtler birazdan herkesin olacak. Nereye gidiyor Davut? Şimdi arkadaşlar bakın. Şimdi arkadaşlar
Kardeşim.
Berke'den yönetmenimden rica ediyorum. Beni bir gösterebilir mi? Şu anda gösteriyor evet. Şimdi bakın bu tişört gün
Faster than
boyunca
this?
hediye olarak sizlere gelmeye devam ediyor. Yine Voigt'un bir çorabı yine sizlerle birlikte oluyor. Bu çantaları dağıtıyor Davut. İçinde ne var diye merak edenler işte gördüğünüz gibi Voigt'un tişörtü ve çok kaliteli bir çorabı var. Bu paket elimde kalmış. Görüşürüz arkadaşlar kendinize iyi bakın diyormuşum. Evet
He was
şimdi
gonna take it for himself!
burada bir arkadaşımıza verdik. Şimdi başka var mı? Dağıtıldı zaten. Bu çorabı arkadaşımıza vereyim. Bu tişörtü de sana vereyim. Öylelikle tamamlanmış olsun.
Havada kaptı tişört abi.
Arkadaşlar tişörtün kalitesini hissedebiliyorsunuz değil mi? Teşekkürler.
Teşekkür ederim. Thank you very much, everyone. Don't forget, we have more prizes every single day. But I think we have some games to go back to. I think we should. I think we should go back to the action. We got two more games to go, and both Myanmar's.
Evet, heyecanı şimdi analiz masasına taşıyoruz. Analiz masasında kim var? Yargıç Tony var. Kim var? Tankut Hoca var.
There we go.
There is no
Once
game
again.
here, sadly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not yet. Chill out.
Not yet.
guys.
Yeah.
What, you want
Um,
PUBG Mobile or a PUBG Mobile tournament?
Not yet. Okay. All right. Chill. Let's us go back to the game. Oh, we have that kind of power? No.
I ain't listening to that.
We could give out prizes. Just buy it. We could do
Yeah.
that.
Well, yeah. That's true. It's the wheel giving out the prizes, actually. And as we all know, there's no outside influence on that.
There's me looking at the lobby and then back to the camera.
I see our observer trying to type in the lobby code. What? It's all nines? That's crazy.
I could do something so funny right now.
What? I don't know what.
I could do the funniest thing.
What could you? Okay, I don't know what you're talking
I'm not
about.
going to do it though.
I believe you.
That would
I
be
believe
crazy.
you.
It's
Oh
like
dear.
doxing the room key.
Oh yeah. Well yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Are they not on a? Is this not on a private? Keep getting out.
Yeah.
But still,
Probably gonna struggle.
probably best not. I'll give you a clue. There are some numbers in it.
It starts with a no. That's all I can tell you. I tell you no more.
With
It's
6
like
R's, in fact, just like the hashtag carry.
18 more letters to guess.
Yeah, something like that. Here's the match rate. Oh, from the last match that happened before. Yeah, okay. That's TMB. We get 21 points from that one. Falcons with 18, though, and Asgard with 17. Big point scoring games all round.
Yeah, pretty juicy triple doubles, triple double digits. Yeah, that's good. And then dropping out to Ida with 9. It's a long day.
Yeah, certainly is. But we're getting there. We've got 2 more maps left to go, and we will be all too pleased to bring them to you. 9 points for Ida. You could see the bottom side of these tables, the back page, starting to extend that 1 boundary up towards S2G in 9th place, and Ulf only getting 3, showing that they have somewhat slowed down. A bit of an opening potentially for teams to try and jump on up and join them towards the top of the table. So they got 11 elims, which puts them at 28 on this game. With Kara only getting 1, that puts them 2 points behind Kara on the day for the Noisy Boys.
Yeah, sick. Actually sick. 28 points there, 7th place. Damn. Not really changed too much the top side of the lobby. My Asgard up to 2nd place, 34 points. Pretty good.
How did Kara have a chicken dinner and only 8 ranking score? That doesn't seem right. I don't think they've got a chicken dinner.
I don't think they have a chicken dinner, no.
Well, there we go.
There's a little screenshot of that.
Yeah, that's not correct.
Kara
have not
relevant people.
Yeah, they've Kara do not have a chicken dinner there, which you can tell also by the fact that they are beneath Besiktas on the tiebreaker, which if they did have a chicken dinner, they would be above it because they both have 30 points. Falcons also up onto 4th place. Regnum Kaya in 3rd, just a little bit ahead. So nice stuff for Falcons, especially to get back into that bracket. And at the end of day 2, that's exactly where you want to be, right? Is in that top 4, top 5 sort of zone to be in with the chance of potentially going out your mind on Rondo and getting a smash victory on round 2.
Oh, actually, that is a point we've not talked about, and a great point from you, John. Once again, you're pointing out of control right now. Getting yourself to that plus 10 mark, very easy on Rondo, huh?
Yeah, that's what I talked about. That I think back on like day 1, right at the start during the opener with Sandstorm. Yeah, like Rondo in general does really impact your point scoring ability. And when's the most important time to score like a whole bunch of points at once? Well, it's the start of day 3, right? To try and get up into that bracket. And Rondo has a huge impact.
Well, that just mean 100%. You're just making it. You're probably just gonna make it off Rondo. You don't have to put the pedal to the metal a little bit.
You don't have to win.
You just have to get some 10 points. 11 points? 10 points.
Well, 10 points if you're... Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. Should double check that as to whether or not you need to be at or over the threshold. But either way, it's definitely much more impactful. That's cool. What I was saying earlier today. Is I think across the world, we're going to see more smash victories because of Rondo's impact here. As long as it sits at the start of the day, that is. I think that it'll be pretty.
It'll be
interesting on that front. It'll be pretty
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah,
I'd agree with that. I think you're right. I think you're so right. Anyway, we'll be getting into Miramar soon, so we're having a change of pace. We love a change of pace here. Sorry.
Oh dear. He went into the game's on the screen mode just then. That was a...
I did, yeah, I did. I'm sorry, I apologize. But yeah, we're just getting ready. Miramar.
We're at 57 points on 57 players.
Amazing place. It's Miramar.
That's right. That's right. Over to the desert. That's so good. What are you? Oh dear! Wow. I think it's a communal.
Kind of a communal.
I don't think I deserve to finish that sentence, to be honest.
Yeah,
That's,
okay. It's reasonable. I think it's acceptable.
that's on me. Yeah. Staying hydrated. That's always good. Very cool.
Yeah. Actually,
making sure
oil.
that you got quick hydration check for you guys at home. Posture check. Sit up straight. No shrimping. Can't be shrimping.
Yeah,
Can't be shrimping on the business.
Yeah, I've not done my stretches, honestly, dude. I'm sorry. I had to do them between the break over. It's not great.
Yeah, to be fair, we were watching the wheel spin, and that's very important.
We were all and the penguin. Can't forget about the penguin.
I feel like that. I wonder how much a costume like that costs to make. I feel like quite a lot of money. You know?
It's dependent on the place as well, isn't it? Really, you know.
Yeah, it depends where you are in the world, sure. But like,
It's what a lot for
there's a
us
lot of structure to that.
could mean not that much for others. No, wealth
way
is
around.
relative.
Is that true? Might be. I think it is. Yeah, I'd buy that.
Yeah, maybe that should be the name of my new book.
Wealth is relative.
Wealth is relative.
What would
It's
it be
just
about?
I think it just be about coming to terms with, like, you know, happiness.
Well, I mean, maybe the end moral could be wealth is relative. No, wealth is your relatives. It's all about family.
Yeah,
And that sounds really bad, doesn't it? That's too corny.
it does. Like,
Yeah.
you have wealth in relations. Chapter 1.
Chapter 1. Okay, we got chapter 1 out of the way. Now for the other 27 chapters.
Wealth in activities. Chapter 2.
Wealth in... No, I've got nothing. That's...
Yeah, I'd love to speak to chat, but I think we're delay. We're on delay.
Yeah, it is not possible, unfortunately. Currently 63
Well,
players
we'd
in
be
the
like,
lobby, though.
You get a reply in 15 minutes.
Yeah. Whatever you type right now, I may or may not read in 15 minutes' time.
And I may or may not reply to it. But
That's
we'll
right.
wait and see. 64!
Yeah.
64
Oh.
players. 64
go time.
players. It's go
Get it done.
time. Game's coming. Oh my goodness me. Crazy stuff.
Oh, dear. This is...
Oh, 63 players.
Oh,
Oh,
no, we
dear.
lost one. This is terrible. Right. Well, so far today, I feel like we've had a lot of teams, a lot of ups and downs, and it has...
Wow! Incredible analysis.
I was going to talk about specific ones.
Okay.
I'll come back to
I'm
this.
waiting. I'm waiting.
Okay. I feel like I don't want to now. But like...
I'm sorry, I apologize. I
think that
apologize.
obviously, the noisy boys have had that massive.
Some teams
progress,
have done
right, with
well.
that
Some
last
teams
game.
have done bad.
I do want to talk about Ulf though a little bit, right? We saw their influencer on the stage there, spinning the wheel, making sure that the wheel landed where it was supposed to. But in general, their start of their day, obviously incredible, right? They came out absolutely swinging. Nobody was standing up to them.
Yeah,
Then the last two games, they've really petered off, and it's slightly worrying to have that sort of a downturn, because often the team that leads out really fast sometimes gets hounded down and chomps through a little bit.
No, I don't think. Do you think it's bad? Do you think it's bad?
I mean, it is bad.
Really?
It's a bad time.
I don't think. I don't think it's a bad thing, because I think you can't expect a team to do well all the time. I think the performance we've seen from Ulf have been unlike TMB's performances, a performance singular, where they've kind of been gifted the win a little bit. I think Ulf have worked for both wins. I think that them having a slight downtrend, not the end of the world, as long as they bring it back. I think we do not have enough data yet.
Yeah, I mean, 4 games is always a little bit difficult to draw too many conclusions on. But
Yeah,
hopefully we'll be able to get a little bit bigger of a sample size. And of course, when you're playing 18 matches, 4 matches is a significant chunk of those, right? So you can't be letting things slip, things slide too early on, certainly. It's not ideal. But when you have these big games, right, when you have nearly 30-point games, that is going to give you a little bit of a buffer to play with. And we talk about first place generally being just a little bit above that 10-point average, right? And if they're able to maintain that, I think they're already clear of that metric already at the top. They should be a little bit happier with it. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too.
Morale.
I'm so sorry. I was looking at the map,
which has now loaded into Miramar, which is understandable because we do like watching PUBG Mobile. We're heading on into the desert for the first time here at the finals, live from Istanbul. All our players are ready. Well, I certainly hope they are, as we are going to be getting underway fairly shortly with our first experience over on the desert map.
So excited. So excited for this one. This is going to be one of the games of all time. Look at that. See the back of the plane there, John?
Oh, yeah.
Insane.
Incredible.
You know what happens to the back of the plane?
Follows the front of the plane.
That's where the players come out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What type of plane this is?
A big one.
You're damn right it is.
Oh, dear. And also, if the back of your plane isn't following the front of your plane, you have big problems. So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably preceding a crash of some kind.
Yeah, someone's having a bad day that day. Campo Militar down towards Valdemar on the plane path, cutting straight through the middle.
I mean, this is like actually one of the nicest plane paths you can get on Miramar, in my opinion.
It's pretty, I mean, it's accessible to pretty much all of these rotational paths here. Potential hot drop though in El Zahar. Could be getting a little bit messy. IWNRX, and I think that's Anathosis Famic. No, is it the Noisy Boys dropping in El Zahar, both currently separated from one another, west and east. But could be a little bit more dangerous once they picked up a couple of weapons.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to be hands-on right now.
Ooh.
Okay, I was going to say it's nice to be hands-on right now with Miramar. To take a look at how these teams operate on this map. Unfortunately, throwing a bit of a curveball down towards the south side of the map here, down by Minas del Sur. I would be delighted to see a Partona finish. I've not seen one in quite some time, and I am desperate for a map treat.
So that would be quite spectacular. I mean, nothing quite beats the Global Finals final match to decide the winner of the entire tournament over on the East Miramar Islands, right? Going for a swim. But we are to be denied such an honour this time around. First of all, it's not the last match of the tournament. Second of all, we're not going there. The circle's got nothing to do with it. The Noisy Boys on the pickup and the escape from El Zahar. And looks like they'll be fairly chill with it. Okay, just full disengage. And to be fair, with this circle, heading on down to Impala, getting ahead of the curve on the rotate, probably a good idea. Maybe even Puerto Paraiso.
Yeah, I think getting teams down there relatively shortly is a good thing. I mean, Impala and Puerto Paraiso generally very much wanted as positions on the map early on. Just no one's going there either. I think in terms of loot, you can wrap down past Partona over towards Via de Mar. I don't think that that's a bad rotate to make whatsoever. So this kind of confuses me that no one really wants to pick up on that. Without Falcons though in El Ponzo. I think most drop spots are now locked in. Good initial shots over towards BRA, and they split it. They split it like a banana. BRA is out of there. Call him Brenana.
They scatter like cockroaches there after the spray down. There's no way they're picking Storm back up. They were like, oh, we made a mistake. See you, Storm. You get to chill for the rest of the game. Because you ain't playing it. You get flushed. Where is he? Right now. Yeah, no, he definitely is. Just a matter of time here. Kishu does have angle here, though. With Mellow moving in. It's going to make it difficult. Spike, though, spotted and sprayed down. That was pretty brutal from Kishu there. Able to nail the retribution.
Yeah, I mean, deserved though. Absolutely. Stepped on their territory. You shoot that wheel out, mate. It'll be tough to drive otherwise. Unless it's a quick getaway type of dealio. In which case, get yourself going as soon as possible.
Kanye getting gone as well. They're moving fast. You can see they've already managed to get a decent bit of loot on board. I mean, level 2 armor vests, some meds, some stims. Only the one nade and the pump action shotgun. Not necessarily what you want to end up with. It's still, I mean, very powerful. We see a lot of players using it these days, but still want that rifle. We'll see what else he's got in the back pocket though, because see one for the time being. Jetgo also needing to make their way on in. A little bit less more pressingly, though, because they are over in the Ladriara Hills on the southwest side.
This just feels like things like Xlay just seem to force themselves into areas of the map where they can just kind of tuck themselves away for a while. It's not a winning strategy, is it, John?
No, it's a 5-point in 4 matches strategy.
Yeah, the 1.2 average is not. It's just not happening.
No, they've
1.25. Sorry, I apologize. I got the decimal wrong.
Yeah, because we're on 5 matches. It's confusing. Technically, at the moment, if they died right now, they would have 1.2.
1.2.
No, they'd have 1 point average. No, because they have 5.
Oh, you've really hurt me.
Yeah, if they got another point, if they died with 1 point, then they'd have 1.25. No, it's 1.2 average. Anyway, it's completely irrelevant. Just maths checking you. They are still, yeah, you're right. They're in a pretty solid central spot here. If it doesn't go to the Bartona Islands, I feel like they are in control of a lot of territory here. The difficulty, of course, is just keeping that under control. You could see how much oversight they have over the area, but they have to play split, and the terrain doesn't necessarily make it the easiest to regroup either onto each other's locations should they need backup, and a lot of teams are going to be putting their focus on the Chumasara Hills.
Yeah, I think Chumasara, in terms of like actually getting in there, is really awkward. But I think most teams are already took themselves down towards Minas del Sur, Partona. So you do have a lot of this opportunity to get through now. I think Falcons is going to be one of the last teams to get in fairly unobstructed into the circle. They're rotating on the western side. They're playing western coast down towards Valle de Mar. If you're watching any of the knockout stages, you'll know that Falcons so far have had the most unbelievable look on Miramar.
That's hopefully something that they'll want to play into their favor, but of course, you can't always rely on it. Xlay do take a shot over towards S2G. Looks like they will get that flush as well. There's other teams starting to make their way in now. We have got the Noisy Boys on Partona. I mean, moving to the military island worked out for them last time. Moving to the South Island this time on Partona. Is it going to happen again? Another player from S2G spotted by Xlay this time. Are we going to see another ascendancy back from the bottom of the tables towards the top side? Because the Noisy Boys trod the path first. Will Xlay follow in their wake?
I hope not.
Me too.
I really hope not. I don't think that it's a. I just don't think it's a strat. This also definitely isn't the strat.
It's certainly
making
annoying for us to
so much noise. And unnecessary noise at that. From 249 found 75 bullets in it. You're right, S2G. It's thoroughly peeved by this situation. Damn it! No part owner.
No.
But it's still a horrible circle.
Yeah, Falcon's in a pretty good
Which
spot.
I'm okay with.
Yeah, as long as
I
our
like it.
players are being punished by the circle, it's all good.
I enjoy the circle. Sometimes.
Yeah, well, let's see what the Noisy Boys are going to be able to do here, because they are in Partona. They committed early on. There are still bridge access points, of course, over to the west side, but those are going to get very, very heavily guarded. So I wonder where they're going to opt to go. I mean, they could wait out this set of rotations, wait for teams to get in ahead and try and cross the Partona bridge, but looks like no, they're going to break out west. One of the teams that's going to sit over the bridge crossing, Anathosis Famagusta, going to take up residence fairly central. Circle, Asgard with a big crash down. Oh my goodness, they're sending a water full of vehicles over on through. The one player on the back trying to hold it up for Papa Supermassive. Can't quite weather it. Real Short is down, and so is Archon, but Mars still has a little bit of life left in him. Papa Supermassive losing one, wanting to hold on to the longhouse, but there's a third party coming in blank. It's Althos Famagusta, but they're being spotted by Ulf.
This is an insane fight between them. Papa Supermassive do hold on. That's not before they take Nico out the hands of Papa Supermassive in the meanwhile. This is the RRQ building. A lot of teams really want it. I think that was interesting. Some may even say courageous of him to a fault to move out the building like that. It's a very visible area of the map. I mean, the longhouse provides you cover because it is inside. Once you go on the outside, you are in fact outside.
That is the property that tends to exist with inside and outside of places. But Anadopsis Famagusta want to be on the inside. Unfortunately, there's already somebody in residence. Ragnazada now with a challenge against Papa Supermassive. Can't win on the first trade. Trades over to the UMP. Tries to fall back, but cut through. And that will be a pickup for Papa Supermassive.
Hello, Kara.
They now got two players, and Kara are rocking up from the southeast rotate. Ulf disengaged from the oversight, but maybe still want to get involved with this one. Certainly plenty of points to farm.
I will consider myself wrong if Ulf do not put up at least some points this game. Considering I told you that their performance was not a massive downtrend. It's just regular part of PUBG Mobile. I think 50 points over 4 games is very, very good, in my opinion.
But
yeah,
it
they
was
have
also
to...
like 46 points, or 44 points, I think, over 2 games before. So
Yeah, exactly. But it's hard to get 10 points out without those big outlier games. This is... he's just M249ing them.
there's 3 players down. Kamikaze on the inside with 3 already at his feet. Lost is there for the backup as well. And Kara fall to 2 players on the inside. A disaster for them as they take a tumble with no elimination points and up to 9 for Papa Supermassive. Now Ulfa circling. Maybe there's another team that wants to give it a go.
I mean, it's in the name of the gun, right? They had 2 elims, then they had 4. Suddenly, now they have 9. It's the M249 play. I can't believe he just pressed down on the phone and just let that bad boy rip.
Oh my goodness.
It's the equivalent of the M1 play. I love it.
That is incredible scenes right there. There's no way that Kara should be letting something like that go. It's going to be very disappointing for their fans, I'm sure. And now they're stepping out, they're getting bold with it, but managed to temper your aggression a little bit more here. Kamikaze's down to Ulf. Being able to find that knock. Actually make their way in past this fight, play towards the south coast, because the circle did shrink further west on this one.
So mad that never works for me in my games.
I know. Why don't people walk into my bullets?
Yeah, why can't I place down a smoke and then just spray randomly, haphazardly, and then take down 3 of the best players in the world on a team?
Oh, man.
Very frustrating.
Don't you hate it when that happens? When you're 3 of the best players in the on a team, and you just walk into smoke and you die? Bad.
Bad. Very bad.
Unhappy.
And he stuck the car. Yeah, pretty heavy. Pretty upset about that as well. Anyway, I think Pub are massive even if they go down now. Technically, big success.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen a team get up to 9 eliminations at like 11 minutes into a match.
Sometimes we haven't seen elims at this point.
Yeah.
You know? Like, let alone so many in the early stages. Unstuck in the vehicle there. Solus has to slam it into reverse, and there's Ulf actually. No, hang on a minute. That's not Ulf taking shots at themselves. That's up in the hills. I think that's Ida, right? Taking shots down towards the south.
Could not tell you. I think it's BRA. Do you know how I know that?
Ah, oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, I looked at the old elimination feed.
That makes sense. We are on board with Ida now, though. They're on the northeast flank and have managed to push out of Chumisera, which is a success in itself. I mean, given that you've got teams surrounding them,
yeah,
could have been a difficult approach, but they managed to do so with all 4 players.
So, interestingly enough, we haven't really talked too much about the circle, but life got a lot easier for a lot of teams. It no longer wanted to switch between the southern island and north. Instead, moves up towards that north side around Via del Mar, Minas del Valle. So I think this is a totally sound position to play for a lot of teams. It's definitely not ideal. I don't think a lot of teams feel comfortable here, but I think they feel more comfortable now they're not having to stretch their attention across 2 land masses.
Yeah, I'll tell you this is good for as well, X-Slay. You said you didn't want it to happen, but they're not even falling for the bait of holding on the inside of that compound. They're playing on the hill to the east of it, up in their position. They've also got that outpost down to the south. I question how viable that regroup is from that south position. I feel like a 2-2 might be better. But they're getting the info for it, and at the moment, no one's challenging.
Stop predicting the bad teams and then being right.
I mean, look.
It's not cool.
I didn't predict them. I just said, wouldn't it be wild if? I'll claim it if they win that I did predict them. But for now...
I know you will. I know you will.
Yes, I will. Oh, a little bit of glory for me. Yes, don't mind if I do. Very tasty.
I'll eat that up.
Nom nom nom nom.
Oh, we're 16 minutes in. We're actually quite a hefty way into this one. We're past halfway on the game now. And this is not the most comfortable of areas. Not much buildings. Very much out in the... Well, about as luscious as Miramar gets. I think it's quite a beautiful portion of Miramar, this area.
It's pretty enjoyable. You do get a lot of these defilades, which are really the characteristic of Miramar, right? It's instead of all of that grass clover, you get those crumpled up, wrinkled ridges on the hilltops that give you a little bit more hard terrain cover. But on the flip side, do sort of funnel nades quite effectively over towards whatever position you're in. So the pinpoint accuracy that's needed on somewhere like Erangel or, well, mostly on Erangel, isn't necessarily as necessary here on Miramar. But with the upside of that, you get cover from bullets a little bit more effectively. So tends to be what we see teams playing around. Ida jousting back and forth with IW and RX, but not drawing first blood on it just yet. And It's the opening salvo.
And there he goes. Wow, okay. Not the nade that did it. But a good shot regardless. I think it was assisted by Carly gets tapped in the brain. But yeah, need a medical kit for that one. Gotta hurt. I don't think you need a med kit for that though. It's like it's totally overkill. It's like a MRI for a iron filing splinter.
I mean, that'd be terrible. If you got iron filings in your body and you go into an
Nah,
MRI.
it's just the one iron filing.
Yeah, but it'd be sucked out by the huge magnets spinning around you at high speeds.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd tear through your body. That'd be a bad
That's
time.
that's what I'm saying. It's overkill. I mean, this is not shrapnel, John. It's not like Iron Man.
Okay.
It's more
fair
like
enough.
in your little finger.
I feel like IWNRX wished that they had a little bit of shrapnel to cover the bullets finding their way over and in. Maybe a couple of ricochets got to save them all of that pain, but they have now been trimmed down fairly significantly here over on this east side. But Bra not having a huge outpost over to deal with their final remnants. See what more they can do, but they do fall fully.
I do have a burning question.
What's the burning question?
Why did no one think to defeat Iron Man using an MRI?
You know what? I'm going to go with portability.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, it's a good thing Magneto never came into conflict with Iron Man.
Lee, yeah, absolutely. Take him down like that.
That's like his direct counter. It's like Wolverine. It's like
Yeah.
It's like Wolverine's like, I'm gonna get Magneto. Same stuff.
But base Wolverine, not direct counter.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, like the
Feral
old
Wolverine.
original skin Wolverine.
Yeah. Classic Wolverine on the skin.
Yeah, a classic. Yeah,
That's what they call it for sure. Ulf trying to make on in as well from this south. Decent job at getting some headway going and dropping one towards the rear to guard their flank there. Starfish popped out. With 3 elims already, they're up to 50 points.
I do really like this meta shift where you see someone with a hovercraft, you all just blast it. And it's been happening more and more. I saw it in CSA as well. Max was pointing it out to me. And I completely agree because it is something that's happening more and more often now. You're in EU there. But you see a hovercraft, you know it's going to be a pain in the bottom later on. Do you know what you do? You nip it in the bud. You just take tons of shots at it. You blow it up really early. Now what are you going to do? You have a useless bit of equipment there in the middle of a field.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the downside to that is the expenditure of ammunition, right? That's the flip side of that trade-off. But a lot of teams, they'll be able to source more ammunition. They won't be able to source dealing with late game cover, right? It's quite so easily, which makes it generally quite a valuable trade-off if you expect to be in the late game. That is.
Yeah, I think so. And I think for Falcons, they'd like to be.
It would be good. I mean, generally, that's the goal, right? Get into the late game, win the games, have a good time. Papara Supermassive going down earlier with 9. Of course, didn't need to get into the late game. Oh. Well,
I don't think he even realized what was happening. He was like,
stared down his doom.
Yeah, I was going to say, he like accepted his fate. I was in my head. I'm like, oh, it's his teammate just driving to pick him up. And I because he was so nonchalant about it. It's like, well, I guess this is my time.
Oh, that was crazy. Wow. All right then. Transition down, and that turns out that south point was pretty valuable for X-Slay, as they do recruit down there. Going to be playing down a bit little bit closer towards that valley, right? Because you've got those two hills now that sit either side, overlooking the compound that Regnum Kaya sit in, a little bit more open there, and a little bit more closed off the buildings that Exley hold on the west, the two central compound positions. Everyone else going to be scrapping for the hills, Blank.
As much as they can. The awkward one where, you know, a southern shift or a northern shift can really change the dynamic of the game. Besiktas, Septimus running for his life there. Desperately not wanting to be left behind. Great shots from Ketch. Even better shots from Narval. Drive by.
As well chiming in and all trying to turn this one around, but Narvalo does go down and rush. Koa on a roll up though with a hop out. Read on. The assist. What is going on? The Noisy Boys just have the slowest roll up of the Falcons. Flying in will have an answer to it. Is the Noisy Boys able to take Redux down? Falcons just, I mean, sure. Why not? They're out.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, they did like some kind of portable turret method redox. Shit out the side of the car. I think it took Ult by surprise. It certainly took S2G by surprise as well, as they just rocked up, blasting. Yeah, a ton of shots going off around the map as a lot of these sideline teams do get cleaned out. Four-man squads include Fenerbahce, Exley, Regnum Kaya, and Besiktas at the moment.
Not explained for too much longer. They're just taking a knock. Depending on where, they might be able to pick that up. As another team goes down, it's the Noisy Boys who have been eliminated with the 3 elims they found, and we're now into placement point territory, which will start to add up. Fenerbahce want to clear out this north side, but Besiktas have other ideas. Unfortunately, they don't have many other ideas because you can see how crunched in they are. If they go too far forwards, S2G can take shots at them across the way. If they don't go far enough forwards, they're going to be forced to fight with Fenerbahce up the hill. It looks like Baran wants to get stuck in up there.
Absolutely, he does. Nades get sent across. I'm in the wrong place right now, though. Fenerbahce actually looking to crest around the side of this barn. Rest of Besiktas come in for the backup. 4 players still up. 6 elims right now for BRA, but Kissu dreadfully low. And the nades are being primed. Trying to clear out the spaces on the corner angles to allow their descent.
And Fenerbahce still keeping themselves tight. 4 players alive. He's backing off the angle. They're coming a mile off. Reads it like a book. And Besiktas don't get value up here. Like perhaps they thought they would, but they do get a little bit of territory because Fenerbahce has given ground. However, that's not going to help much as the circle shifts down south edge. It's a rough approach, I think, for all of these teams on the north. Where do you go? Such a tough time.
Alright. Nade through, gets Lux finally. I feel like Lux knew that one was coming, and honestly, I think there he just overstays his welcome. Circle moves away from absolutely everybody. But Regnum Kaya, again, on for another 0 current elimination game.
Or Exley on for a 2 elimination current game. On the west side, I mean, their buildings are still just about in the circle, and they're holding out all these teams to the north. I feel like we're going to see a heads up between Regnum Kaya and Exley, or if Regnum Kaya go down, whoever takes that place.
Yeah, I'd agree so. Very difficult to get off this high ground on both sides. And it is cool how it's like turned into proper Cowboys duel. With Regnum Kaya and Exley at 2 opposite ends after taking their 10 paces. In the midst of the valley as well, John. In the desert.
Rough time in the sand right now. The buildings are covered. Once that gets into nade range, a little bit more achievable for Besiktas. Fenerbahce as well being diminished to 1 on this north side. Going to be able to put up a lot less of a fight. And I think Besiktas is going to be the major challenge here for Exley on their west side. At the moment, no one really posturing for this edge. Not really in a position to do so either. So very likely to be safe as S2G take their final breath in this match. 3 players alive for Ulf. And they are pretty deadly, even as 3.
I mean, 7 elims, pretty good game, all things considered, from a rather tough position. Zed Wolf finding 1, or the roll down can come through. Darking goes down off the back of it, and Loxy scouts out, immediately sees a player. He is locked in. You can see him passing by that information immediately. Looking to scout out the other side. Just heads up towards the top. Good shots as Razy will take down Falconist. Look how low Razy is, but Zed Wolf will happily take himself of elimination. Looks to explode the vehicle in the process, not happening. Rookie with the Abacan over towards Lation from Exley as they attempt to make their way out from that building early on. Wrap down towards the south. Razy, time is limited as Solus will pick that one up, leading up to 8 eliminations on the game.
Oh, Ulf are back, and you were right on that front. They definitely haven't let it get to them. And with an opener towards Exley, it's been picked up, but that does give them ground to move slightly further forwards. We're into stage 8 as the circle closes. Regnum Kaya moving out. 3 players alive. They did lose 1 a little bit earlier. Silas went down. Now they're under threat from Ulf. I feel like Exley maybe want to let Besiktas take the brunt of the focus right now. It's a big nade up towards Solus. Loxy lands 1, has 2 more in the pocket. Maybe look for the flush, maybe look for a second.
My God. Yeah, this buggy is holding on for the time being, but I don't know if that metal's gonna fold or hold. Nade over the top from Wild goes long. Pretty good. Going towards them. Exley's in a really good spot to win this whole thing.
I mean, Regnum Kaya with 2 on the inside of the circle right now, and it does close dead center here. It's going to be a tough time. That's a bold hop up into the truck there. Another shot over towards Besiktas, and they finally get rid of their flank, but the time is running out. And now, with Neon knocked, Eren picks that up, but there's an instant trade from Yekta over towards Eren. But all the while, Regnum Kaya sit in the middle. They have the central spot. They have this ridge line to play around. Can they convert?
Pretty nice nade there from Regnum Kaya, actually getting the air burst on that top side. Catch is ever so low. Exley makes their way up. Good shots, but Wild going down there is a really big deal for Regnum Kaya. Catch could even step up here. Knows one player did get knocked. Looks to put the pressure on. Allows Exley to start moving up. Instantaneous nades and smokes. But Ketch is not letting this one go freely. In the meantime, Exley looking to make the flank.
Oh, huge pickup for Ketch. Does go down to Loxy, but now with 1 player to beat, it's Exley. Over the mountains, they hold the middle and blank. I do not believe it. From the bottom of the tables to the top, the second half of this day delivers redemption.
You're a genius, John. What
I don't know
can
what to say. Oh, it's crazy. I sure can pick him.
Days. I mean, Exley do. Well, I don't know. In my opinion, it felt like there was a lot of insane fighting going on. A lot of sweating on opposite ends of the map. And then Exley kind of walked up. But really well played to Catch. I think the real fight there was between Ulf, Regnum Kaya, as well as Abache and Besiktas. Exley kind of sat back and watched. As was their right from their position, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they held their position quite well, right? They had that split. They moved down to it when they thought it was the right choice, and it turned out to be. Obviously, that's a bit of hindsight coming into play there on that call. But you can't fault them for doing what they did. They got into the Tumasera Hills early. They held a decent split around the compound. The police are coming, apparently. Goodness me, I don't know if you can hear the sirens in the background.
I can, yeah.
They held the East Hill rather than holding in the compound. They kept a decent split for info gathering. Could have maybe been punished earlier, sure, but they made all the right calls at all the right time. And I think that you can't fault them on that front. It did help that the circle went right into the middle of that valley, though, because they were the only team that really wasn't under too much pressure in that spot.
Yeah, I think for Xley, as soon as those smokes go through from Regnum Kaya, although they were used primarily to try and get wild back up into action, it absolutely cut off sightlines. I mean, it's a double-edged sword there. Either they got the players back up, but Ketch makes the absolute correct move, which is to pressure over the top side, leaving only one player there off their own. It's nice to see that, the boys worked pretty well without Silas. Zed Wolf, Loxy, and Wild all playing hand in hand, which is cool to see. And Xley will be able to pin themselves on the monolith.
Nice stuff. Matching in with the textures there and having a good time. Adding the 5th chicken dinner. It is guaranteed that we will have a team having at least one team having 2 chicken dinners on that monolith, right? Otherwise, because we have more than 16 matches to play and we only have 16 teams, it's guaranteed that we'll see at least one duplicate on that monolith. And we'll have to wait for that for just a bit longer, though, because we've had 2 of our teams that started the day at the bottom slingshot themselves all the way up these tables. It has been quite an interesting second half of this first day. These last 2 matches have kind of turned things on their head a little bit.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think the last 2 matches were pretty crazy in terms of TMB getting a win, Xley now getting a win, but there's still very familiar names getting high placings. I think that's what we should be looking at. I think, although that end game was really fun, fantastic, definitely have to talk about that 9-piece coming through from the boys on Papra Supermassive. Did not see that one coming so early as well.
I mean, yeah, they had a couple of teams just crashing into their position, right? I think it was 3 teams that they took the fight with overall. And they just came out on top time and time again. What can you say? The biggest drop, obviously, getting the 2v4 was pretty impeccable. You can see these final moments here, and it is mostly up to Ketch getting this one done. As soon as it's Loxy versus even 3 players on Xley, I mean, he's good, but he's maybe not that good. For Bravo, they topped the MVP tables with Kiss You getting over 1,000 damage there and 5 elims to cap it all off.
1,000 damage. Nuts coming through from BRA. So I've expected it to be a Papra Supermassive player, honestly, but not meant to be. Not meant to be. Still a great game from Kiss You. 5 elims, 1 assist, 24 minutes survival time. Really putting in the work here for BRA.
Just take a look at the match stats here. You can see Aaron actually did the most damage in that game. Coming in and again, putting the numbers up on the board. That damage title is something he really wants to walk away with, it seems. And Lost actually getting the highest elim count there, which is interesting that our MVP features on neither of those 2 stats. And in fact, I think on none of this front board, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, that doesn't really make sense.
I mean, their other stats won't be able to back it up. Maybe Aaron didn't get that many elims or didn't last as long. That sort of thing will have had an impact. So across the board, those stats were better.
I'll just accept it as the truth.
That's true. Very true.
Thank you.
There we go with the chicken dinner stats. You can see actually fairly quiet, as you probably would have gleaned from watching that match, right? They held fairly passively. They were an outward force rather than someone who was getting stuck in and involved on the inside. And that reflects in the damage numbers, right? Nobody over 400 damage and 2-1 elims across the board. So fairly quiet, but very respectable on the win there for Xley.
Yeah, I think overall, everyone working hand in hand, in tandem, it's good stuff. It's not a ridiculously massive game from them, but it's just well done, right? It's well done, pretty easy across the board. I think down towards that western side in the valley, yeah, they weren't getting too involved in fights, but they grasped the opportunity where they could.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's all about, and getting that done. I mean, Ulf definitely grasps those opportunities wherever they can. It seems like they are very, very confident in the fight. I think that they are potentially one of the most confident teams in a fight, sort of no matter where you put them. Sure, they've had their dips, having a little bit of a lull in the middle of the day, but they came back here. They were able to do a lot. Catch, even to that final moment, was like, well, I'm just going for it. I want to see what happens. And did do a huge amount of damage and potentially decided the match that way.
Yeah. I think actually Regnum Kaya did have a good chance at hitting the chicken dinner there. But I do exactly like you say, I think without catch, maybe they are able to make it happen. But with catch, yeah, it's absolutely ruined their chances. But he got a good strong performance out of it as well. So you can't really be too disappointed in him.
Yeah, I think it's actually mostly going to be to do with how many nades were on side for X-Lay in that moment, right? If they had a couple nades, then I think Ragnar's hold on that ridgeline would have been really, really difficult if catch had been dealt with fast. But if they didn't have any nades, then Ragnar just keep them away, and there's no way that they can make it to the middle, because it was zone 9, it was closing dead center, and Ragnar had full control there. It's a little bit dicey, but I think that's the way it would have gone, so definitely a 3-horse race right at the end.
I think that I've been most impressed with Regnum Kai today. I mean, it has been sloppy in some places, but they have just been consistently pushing through a lot of these really tough end games. And I think they're coming into their own style slowly but surely, which is much more tactical, but with some explosive performances towards that end game. A lot of times they're getting towards that 24-minute mark with 0 eliminations, yet ending like this with 8. So that's cool to see. So they end the game with 14 points. Ulf puts are not too shabby at all. 13 on the board, and somehow Apra Supermassive with 0 placement points make it into 4th.
Hey, that's just how it goes sometimes. You have a team step up, you get 3 elims for free around a door frame, and you get 9 points on the match, and that's brilliant for them. We said we wanted to see a little bit more. Maybe not in that fashion. We did enjoy it, though, and that's what they were able to deliver on. We'll see as well. Actually, a fairly low boundary for where the ones start. In 13th place was IWNRX. As we take a look at our overalls, of course, Ulf posting those numbers pushes them up to 60, which is a great record, especially for a day 1 performance. That is going to be nice and tidy. Even if they go down with 0 points, they put in a massive shift here in the first day. But with 0 points, I mean in this final game of today. That's 10-point average. Over 6 matches, so they've done a lot of work. Everybody else hot on their heels, looking to try and chase them down, although there is a fairly big gap. X-Lay jumping up to 12th place, so not quite the ascendancy we saw from the Noisy Boys, but still respectable.
Yeah, getting yourself out of the 16th position is good, but I think more notably Fenerbahce, S2G, IW next Ruya, 14th, 15th, 16th. What kind of weirdo planet are we living in right now where that's the case?
Yeah, I mean, that is pretty crazy. I think that at this point, ending the day in last place is a bit of a death knell for if you're one of these big name teams. And the fact that we do have 3 of them battling for that position, you're right, is kind of nuts. But sometimes that's just how it goes, unfortunately. And we'll see what more they can do. Papra Supermassive starting to push away a little bit with those 9 points. They would have been around Anorthosis Famagusta before those 9 points were added. But of course now they have managed to tot that one up a little bit higher, which is nice. Good news for them. And of course, first place being in 60, maybe not achievable next match, but tomorrow, we'll see.
Yeah, we will. I'd like to see Jekko do a little bit more. I mean, it's 7 points total on the placements, but again, I'd like to see Jekko do more. I don't think that they're done with this tournament just yet. And I like having a wildcard team thrown in there. Unlike X-Lay, I actually do think that each and every one of them, they're strange in the sense that some of their performances is amazing. Sometimes they can be a little bit worse, but at their highest heights, they do look incredible. But unfortunately, they're just not always on that wavelength.
I mean, yeah, if you judge everybody by their best matches, right, you do get a little bit of a distorted picture. And I think that it's it's often difficult to really sort of gauge a team on that sort of a metric, right? Because you see most of the gameplay that you see from all teams in general, on average, will be when they're doing very well, because they're not in the games a lot when they go out early, right? So for a lot of viewers at home, you're thinking, oh, but I always see them get into the late game. It's like, well, that's only when you see them, right? When you don't see them, that's when they've gone down early, and those are those games that really start to matter because they add up, right? If you're going to late game 1 in 5 matches, say, then those other 4 matches are a massive wake, a massive like dearth of points that you need to be making up somewhere else. And that's where small ball PUBG Mobile comes in, right? Where you are earning 2-3 extra points in a game. That's a huge amount of profit that you're earning there.
Yeah. Just wanting to see what's happening next. Let me just quickly check.
We're checking in on our runnings. We've had our overall rankings. So I mean, next up should be, I believe, getting ready for match 6. So we'll have to wait and see just what we're doing here. But yeah, one more Miramar to play today. I think that first one, it had some nasty rotations, right? The circle at the start, certainly that first circle went all the way down south. Teams really had to crunch in, and then it really pushed everyone together on that set. And I think that there were some pretty mean rotations after a very, very kind plane path.
Yes, I think the plane path was absolutely fine, but dropping it down towards that south side required everyone to crunch up incredibly quickly, which definitely caused some problems. But it definitely shows like which teams are on the ball more than others, and I think that the teams who are able to make those rotates very, very quickly were the ones that typically made it in towards that late game, and are typically also the ones who are making it into a lot of our other late games over on, for instance, Erangel, etc. So yeah, it's definitely interesting to me to watch all of it unfold, because I think we are getting a pretty clear idea of which teams are doing the best out of everyone, and which ones will continue doing the best into tomorrow. I mean, I'm specifically looking at Ulf, BRA, Papra Supermassive, Regnum Kaya, Kara Esports as well. So those 5 are the ones that I'm kind of most interested in right now.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who's actually going into the last day battling for the top 3, right? And I think that at the moment, it feels like the top 3 really is quite malleable, even for Ulf, right? Like they could absolutely just let it all go at this stage, and who's going to be in competition there? And with the increased presence of Rondo and the smash point barrier being broken earlier in general, I think it's going to be any sort of, like you said, you highlighted several teams there. They could potentially be in the running, but I think maybe with the exception of teams right towards the bottom, it's still very much up for grabs for anyone when you consider the Rondo at the start of the day, because that really has a massive impact. If you have a massive game, you could get 32 points in a game, you know. That's the sort of performance that we could see.
A guy right now.
You're being him, and you shouldn't be right now. That's
No,
not,
I shouldn't. I'm gonna let you have it. It's yours. It's for you. It's for you, dude. It's for you.
Gotta love it, you know. Just let the body go with the music. Set the
go
was
with
there
the
music
flow.
in the arena? I'm not sure.
No,
The sounds of being
it sort of made it odd, honestly. Yeah,
the sound of being harangued by two
I think
hosts.
the best thing for me about that was that they got the penguin out. And I was like, bro, the penguin is like a break dancer. That's who they've got in there. And he's gonna like do the break dancing with the hat on. He's gonna like spin around, be crazy.
He's gonna like
and
flip
then
the
when he hit us with the I was like, oh, I'm disappointed.
My man's cleaning waist-high windows right now. What's going on?
Yeah.
Like,
He's two-handed him.
oh dear. That's pretty effective technique though. I feel like, you know, that's